That's exactly right, you guys. We're actually in Eager, right at that road closure. It's right behind me. We're at Highway 260 and River Road. Now, this road closure, it used to be about two miles back, and as the day went on, they keep moving it forward and forward around 3 and 4 o'clock. This entire neighborhood to my right, they were previously on a evacuation warning, and then it was time to go. We were inside that evacuation warning area when it switched to a go, mainly because of the winds. And you can tell tonight, it's a weird way to compare it, but I don't have a hat on or my hair up because the winds have died down, and that is huge. They were able to get air support on this fire this afternoon, but it was hard to watch a lot of people leave their homes. Some people had to stay behind, some of them for medical reasons.
It's pretty devastating, actually. It's your livelihood and everything you've worked for. It is what it is, right? So now you just got to put it in God's hands and hope for the best.
Yeah, and you guys were on an evacuation warning yesterday, and up till now they're
Correct.
saying go. What's it like getting that go?
It's kind of disheartening because you're hoping that Mother Nature would have helped out a little bit, but other than that, it's time to go. It's time to go. Hope for the best.
Terrible. My wife's on oxygen, and if they cut the power, we're screwed.
I'm so
Because we don't have enough bottles to keep her going.
Okay.
And I'm going to knock the weeds down and stay out, and when the embers start dropping and stuff, I'll be out here putting them out.
These people have been through it before, and people have a huge emotional tie to their homes and to, you know, everything they've worked for. So the main message is getting out helps us to protect what you've worked so hard for. And these crews will do everything in the world to make sure that they protect everything they possibly can.
Now, this afternoon, when the fire jumped State Route 261, that's when everything changed. The wind was at its almost height of the day, the fire moving quickly east, and that's why people had to leave their homes. But again, that's the biggest thing they've been fighting, really, in this fire was the wind. And thankfully, finally, tonight, that wind dying down. They had 2 scooper planes going pretty continuously, I'd say around between 5, 6, and 7 o'clock before the sun went down. And that was huge because prior to that, the only other air support we saw on this fire was 1 helicopter this afternoon. So we'll see through the night. And I also want to point out at this point last night, you could see in the distance the orangeness of the fire coming over the ridge, this mountain ridge over behind me. But the reason we're not showing you that is because you can't see that tonight. So they have told us, fire officials have told us that it is more over in the canyon. But like the winds we saw today, at one point the fire was moving northeast, mostly north, and then all of a sudden it took off east. So the wind can change rapidly, but thankfully tonight the wind has died down. Reporting live from the Greer Fire, Kenzie Beach, Fox 10 News.
So Kenzie, that also kind of helps in this issue of spotting where the embers get blown out further on beyond the fire and start touching off other fires ahead of it, and that would be in the area you're in. I'm sure they're worried about that, but with the wind dying down, that really helps.
Yeah, and even you heard from the Eager town mayor. He was saying it's important for residents to really pay attention to those evacuations because if they're out of the way when the fire crews need to go in, they need a clear path. So that's most of it. And then that second gentleman that you heard from, he was staying at his house. He said he was going to use his tractor to put out those embers because that's really the biggest concern there with the wind. So that, fingers crossed, residents, everyone out here wants the wind to stay calm.
Yeah, well, and it sounds too like they have, you know, everybody's hands on deck up there from Scottsdale, Phoenix, everyone's on board helping out up there.
It's Arizona way.
Oh, yeah, I would start naming areas, but, you know, we go to the gas station, we grab lunch. I mean, so many cities. It's like everyone from all over the state really came in to help this community, and it really is a really tight-knit community.
Kenzie,
as well.
one quick thing before you go. Have they identified, you know, normally they try to find a roadway or something that will provide a fire break up ahead of the fire as it's moving. Have they identified a point where they think they can break this fire, contain it, on the flank where it's moving toward you?
That's a really good point, because this morning I talked to the public information officer and they were trying to get on the north end of the fire really early this morning to put a flank there. But that's because overnight last night the fire was moving north, but then the wind directions quickly changed this afternoon and we saw the fire move more eastward. So as I mentioned, when it jumped to 61, I think that's when they kind of pivoted as well.
Yeah, you got to be nimble because the flames do their thing. All right, Kenzie Beach, nice work out there. Appreciate it. So as Kenzie mentioned, the winds did die down enough for the air tankers to start to battle this from the sky, and that is a powerful tool. So you could see these are 2 air tankers filling up water at Lyman Lake. This is at the state park there just a few hours ago, so that's a good sign. That will really help in the firefight. Skyfox also captured video of 2 other aircraft making passes over the fire.
So we know that the weather will play a huge role in getting the fire contained.
Erica Horvatine keeping a close eye on the wind speeds, and now they're finally cooperating a bit.
Yeah, they really are. Thank goodness that wind has finally died down. So the fire perimeter is still looking the same as it was this morning, but it has started spotting further out to the east. We haven't gotten any newer data on that, but the winds were coming in from the west today. Now this fire is on the far northern edge of the Wallow Fire burn scar. So it's really interesting that it continues to burn through some of that newer growth from that burn scar. And of course, that Wallow Fire burning in 2011 of 563,000 acres. So this is just a small fraction of that, but it's been pushing through a really important area toward the Greer area and toward Eager. Now, right now, the winds are at 10 miles per hour. This is really good news. That started to spot further to the east, so I have put these flames here, and that's where all of that spotting has been showing up throughout the afternoon and evening. As you can see, it did pop over 261, and there's only a couple of spots just past there, but it is moving closer and closer to Eager. Now, you're also seeing a ton of smoke in Eager, and this shows that wind direction really well, coming in from west to east, pushing those plumes eastward through the Eager area. As we go through tonight, since those winds are lightening up, it's really going to inundate this entire area with smoke as that smoke sinks to the surface level. But tomorrow, the winds are going to pick up some speed again, coming in from the west, so it's going to send that plume directly out to the east toward Eager yet again. Now, those winds tomorrow are going to be coming in from the west up to 25 miles per hour, and same with Friday. So it is still going to be a little bit breezy during the afternoon and evening hours, but hopefully they're able to get some good progress, especially during those calmer overnights, because this weekend the winds are going to pick back up, and on Saturday they'll see 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts. On Sunday they'll see wind gusts up to around 45 miles per hour. So this is going to be a really critical time period through the next 48 hours.
All right, Erica, thank you. And keep it right here on Fox 10 Phoenix as we track the Greer Fire. We will be out there all night long. You can download our free Fox Local app or head to our website, fox10phoenix.com.